Hello everybody, it's Eric here again from Bloat Games. Coming at you today to do kind of a retro review, I guess you could say. Or, kind of to throw some light on a hidden gem that maybe not everybody was aware of or took full advantage of when it was released. It's been out a few years now, but it came, the book that I'm referring to came as an optional setting much later in a already very popular expanding universe. So the book that I wanted to talk about today was Rifts, Chaos Earth by Palladium Games. This, of course, is part of the Rifts universe of games, or the Megaverse, which there is a blue billion. But this is a little bit different. This book actually takes place 200 years before Rifts even starts, and so it's got the world has yet to be as corrupted as it is by the time you start in normal Rifts. As you can see, there are some things that are familiar, though. You got the glitter boy right here on the cover, still holding up the American flag. Let me read. There's an very good 2 paragraphs. Let me read those to you that really set the tone for what this is, in case you're not familiar with it. Apocalyptic Rifts. This book is something different. On one hand, it is part of something that already exists, the sprawling centerpiece of the Palladium Megaverse, Rifts. Thus, Chaos Earth is instantly larger than itself. It is part of an epic story that stretches across space and time. It is the genesis of what we already know and that which is yet to come. On the other hand, Chaos Earth is new and different. A complete game and standalone setting unlike that of the Rifts Earth. It is the beginning, is the very moment of conception that gives birth to what readers have come to know as Rifts Earth. But that's over 200 years from now. This is Armageddon. The apocalyptic end of the world as we've known it. And your characters are here. There is the final moments of human civilization's demise, and there is the cataclysmic rebirth of a world transformed. So that just kind of, in those first two paragraphs, kind of set the mood for what's to come. Okay, then it goes on. The book itself gives several pages of backstory about the world as we know it. The Great Cataclysm takes place in 2098. In fact, it takes place, the first day of it is December 22nd, 2098. So, and that's when the coming of the Rifts starts, and it kind of gives a chronology of how the events happened and where the things happened. Then you also have NEMA, which NEMA is the beginning of the coalition. Let's see if I can remember what NEMA stands for. Oh, here we go. Northern Eagle Military Alliance. All right. So they're the beginning of the coalition, and what starts, what is humanity's first fight back towards the monsters that are coming out of the Rifts. In this book, there's several OCCs. You got the Chromium Guardsmen, which are glitter boys. They weren't called glitter boys yet, and you can be a glitter boy pilot. You got the Silver Eagle pilots, which are the Samus, which go on to become known as Samus in Rifts Earth. You have the Armored Sentinel power armor pilots. You got soldiers, peacekeepers, field engineers, fire and rescue, an intel agent / spy, military specialists, militia volunteers, the para-arcane, and the demon and witch hunters. So all those OCCs, or optional character classes, are covered in this one book, as well as it has all the skills, and so everything you need to get started is in here. You actually, with most Rifts books, it requires the original core Rifts books or the Game Master's Guide or something, so that you can get all the information that you need. This was designed to be a standalone setting separate from the traditional Rift setting, and so everything is included in there in here that you need to get going. They'll walk you through character creation, all that good stuff. It's got all the ginormous skill list featured by Rifts. It's got a large equipment and large power armor and robots section, which is different from the stuff that you find in Rift's Earth, because even though that this is advanced in the future from us, it's nowhere near where the Earth has ended up come the beginning of what's known as Rift's Earth. So it's very different stuff that you can utilize in your campaign. Very great book. Now, the reason why I say this is kind of a hidden gem and people may not know about it is Rifts had kind of already seen its heyday at the time that this was printed. And Rifts was kind of, as far as their sales and popularity, was kind of going downward. Palladium Books was having some issues. There was some issues with somebody embezzling some money. I don't know all the stories about that, and I'm sure you can do some digging on the internet and find out if you'd like to know more information. But Palladium Books was struggling during this period, and then so its popularity was waning, and it had released this at probably one of its lowest points. And this was one of the ones that helped to give it a bring back, and now, or comeback, to begin the comeback. And now, Palladium is doing just fine again. But a lot of people missed out or were unaware of this. A lot of Rift players, by the time this came out, had stopped playing. And they may have came back now, and they may not be aware of what a gem it is that they're finding or that they're missing. Highly recommend checking out Rift's Chaos Earth if you like the Palladium system. It's a great thing. If you just picked up the Savage Worlds Rifts books that just came out on the Kickstarter, and maybe you weren't that familiar with Rifts, this has a lot of information about Glitter Boys and gives you the beginning. It could be just a great source book to have as far as the storyline, because it spends a good 20 pages just chronicling the world and how Rifts came to be. And so, it's very very detailed, very good. Of course, it's by Kevin Simbidi, which the whole time I was growing up I called him Kevin Symbiota. But I've now learned, thanks to YouTube, that is the incorrect pronunciation of the man's name. So Kevin Simbidi is credited with being the author of this particular book, and it definitely falls in line with what is the normal expectations and what's the normal things that come from Rifts. So again, Rifts Chaos Earth. It's got several source books. This is the main book, but definitely check it out. If you like what you saw below, please click the like button and the subscribe button. Great day and great gaming.